Alrighty, PG-13. This is G.I. Joe. This is the Cobra 1983 Cobra Fang. Oh yes, in 1983 we got this fantastic vehicle, the Cobra Fang. Now, it was a fantastic little vehicle. It did have its nemesis, the 1983 G.I. Joe Dragonfly, which is also known as the Locus. The Locust. The Locust is a fantastic looking vehicle. However, it's super tiny. Now we're comparing the Locus to the 1983 Cobra Fang because they're both relatively similar sizes. Now the new Cobra Fang really sucked. It was not articulated enough for the figures from the vintage. They did not. Hasbro failed to keep that into perspective. The brand new Cobra Fang that they made does not fit the vintage figures. It is only for modern. But I love the Cobra Fang. I look a lot. Now I did have two of these when I was a kid. And these can snap off the rotors. But if we can make enough room here, we might be able to spin the blade. However, it's just not large enough where it'll actually, you know, if you don't bend your legs, then you're basically gonna get your skull chopped off. Oh, we've got one casualty. And there's a reason for that. The Cobra, well, Hasbro figures do not fit in these pegs here. I mean, Hasbro just really dropped the ball on making O-ring figures worse than they actually could make them in the past. You know, before Hasbro made some super awesome figures from the past, and then they just went off and, well, they suck. Sorry, but Hasbro just can't make good figures anymore. And I don't know why that is. You know, you couldn't follow something so simple, like make the same back peg, make the same foot peg, you know, so people could interchange parts as well, but you gotta be different. Oh, we gotta make this just slightly different, so you can't make customizing our figures. Anyways, so that really sucks. Hasbro just doesn't think ahead. People would buy a lot more if they could customize it, but I guess they can't. Now, I did love this vehicle. You could fit 3 on there, but the missiles always tend to suck. They always fall off. They didn't have the bell shape, and they do crack. You get this happening here. So again, I might have to glue that before it is finally just useless. And it's made out of a different type of plastic compared to the other one that's underneath that is a bell shaped bomb. So again, it did have 4 rockets and 1 bomb. And again, it does have a joystick in there. Oh joy. One thing I do love is this gyrating cannon. This is like straight out of Hoth World. A Hoth cannon. And that is just a fantastic cannon to have on a vehicle. Whereas the G.I. Joe Locus. Oh, one other thing. Why didn't this Cobra Fang come with a Cobra officer or a Cobra soldier? You know, we could have had a Cobra pilot come with this. We had a pilot come with a glider, you know, but yet we couldn't have a pilot come with this or this. This nice 1990 Locus. Now it is kind of neat. However, it reminds me of like a crop duster or something. You know, does it open from the bottom or the top? There we go. So it reminds me of like a crop duster. Oh, another thing is G.I.Joe. We've talked about this before. You shove like a O-ring in the hole. You pop the guns off, and then you shove like an O-ring in there, and it actually makes it tight, so your guns are like perfect. You hear that O-ring squeak? See? It tightens up your guns, so you can make your Locus nice and tight again. Now the other Locus is that Locus. That Locus is a fantastic Locus. But look at this Locus that has a lot of firepower. Now these cannons obviously cannot tilt to the side, but since you're already, you have to move the whole helicopter. And there's no cannon underneath, but you got that nice glass. You know, it reminds you of a MASH. Do 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 do. You know, I loved that MASH TV show. And yes, Larry Hama was in the MASH TV show. So in order for us to, and I did get a great deal on this helicopter. I got it for free pretty much, and it came with a figure inside, but no figure came with the Locus. So if, you know, Brian Flynn makes the Locus or any of these fantastic vehicles, could we get a figure with it? All vehicles should have some sort of figure with it. I don't care if that ups the price. It makes it worthwhile. And you can even put those figures on card back too, in case you want to get multiples of the same figure. You know, it gives you more of an option of just being inside the box. Time to think outside the box. So again, our Larry Hama figure fits in here perfectly. And you can put a machine gun in there. Now, there is back pegs. We're just going to take a random figure, stick them on there. Look at that, nice and tight. And then we're going to stick another random figure, Super7 figure. OMG! Look at that, he fits on the pegs. Beautiful. Now, these little missiles here, I never ever get to talk about this vehicle. Looks like they haven't been on for a long time. But anyways, there's missiles under here. Now you open this, I believe it is one way or another. I think you pull it open. We're having technical difficulty. Oh, there we go. And the bombs fall out. You got two missiles in here. They're supposed to jettison out. I don't know if you can just shove them right in there. Is it supposed to be only two? Yeah, two missiles fit in there. Okay, there you go. So it's kind of like a flick-on thing. It's kind of neat. And this comes with the General. It's Chad's General. That's who inspired me to get a General. It's Chad. So I got a General. It's fantastic. Well, this is kind of interesting. But to me, it would have been super cool if this had a longer tail. Even just a little bit longer. You know, you got to have a few more inches. You know, otherwise it's just not good. You got to have a few inches for this thing. It's got to extend a little more out, like the Cobra Fang. That'll give it some more stabilization or something else. I don't know. This could have been, I like the front part, I really do. This could have been designed into even a bigger helicopter. You could have like a medical helicopter like MASH, have some little stretchers you could put on the side or behind. That would have been kind of cool if you extended the tail and made little pods that you could stick two figures in on each side. That would be great. Now that is just an excellent design for a type of MASH helicopter for the future. If Brian's really listening, or Hasbro. Now, I love this Locus. This Locus is nicer compared to the actual Dragonfly. However, my canopy, oh there, finally it stayed. Now, again, you get a lot of warpage with these blades over time, but it's kind of cool. Now, Wild Bill did come with this, and you could just look them up on yojo.com or 3D Joes. And again, I love this. Now, if we could get this 2000 Locus as a Tiger Force version, oh man, fans would just go ape crap over it. Ape shit. Pardon my French. Foutoir. Now we're gonna take Rocondo, Jungle Trooper, aka Helicopter Pilot. Again, can you still make it a little bit wider? They fail to do that in all these helicopters. You know, they think the figures are narrow like Wild Bill. Now in order, we gotta turn them aside. I'm gonna have to squish them down there a bit more. Alright, so we got our, oh, again, this, you don't want to get bad hat syndrome. Okay, so we got our two figures in there, and they're snug as a bug in there. Now I love this one because the cannons do what the original one was supposed to do. However, again, Hasbro, this is a side of Hasbro cheaping out, where they just made it stationary and these guns didn't go up and down like the original, but this is just beautiful. This is one of the details that people loved about this type of cannon and laser. So it is fantastic little Gatling gun. Now this, I don't know why that is there. They could have put something else there that's better, because this just doesn't really do anything. It's really useless. They could put something else on there. But again, just size comparison, the Tomahawk is the best. And now if they could come out with a Cobra transport helicopter similar in size to the Tomahawk, that would be friggin' awesome. Hopefully Super7 will do that, or maybe even Hasbro. I don't know. Hasbro seems to be getting out of the toy industry, which is kind of stupid. Now, again, I don't have the other version of this Locus, but you know, it's not hard to find. People just charge a little bit more or a little less. So, what is your favorite favorite helicopter? Favorite figure? Oh yes, even the Tomahawk comes with lift ticket, who we have lots of different, you know, my lift ticket, I love that. Love that version of lift ticket. It's just the best. So again, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 helicopters that come with figures, and while there's the Fang 2 I don't have, that also comes with, it doesn't even come with a pilot. So again, I hated the fact when Hasbro did not include a figure in the vehicle, which they should have included a figure in every vehicle, then they could have upped the price a little more. But somebody at Hasbro just doesn't think, and you could have a figure on card or come with a vehicle. You could have done both. Like, it would have been just fantastic. Like, that would have been a super cool option to have. You know, there's other smaller helicopters. I'll have to look up to see what other helicopters. Oh yes, there's the Mambra. We got it up on the shelf there, and then we've got some Destro's helicopter as well. Oh, but that one sucks, so we're not talking about that one. So it's great to army build the Tomahawk. It's great to army build the Locus. The Locus would be actually kind of cool in multiple numbers, and this has more versatility where you can put it anywhere on your flag. You could have like a dozen of these, or you can make a smaller little gunboat and you can have 1 or 2 of these Locus on it for a reconnaissance type pod. But it would have been awesome if they could have designed this and turned it into a medical helicopter, like a MASH one, with just even a little bit longer tail and some pods on the side for the figures. That would have been beautiful. I would love to see a MASH helicopter. And also the original version. Oh, there's also the Street Fighter version of the Dragonfly. But again, you'll have to check that on 3D Joes. And let me know in the comments down below. Do you actually like this? This kind of grows on you once you get it. So, thanks for watching. Remember, take care, prepare, and keep on collecting. Cobra!